Stanley Parable, that's what we're going to be playing today. I don't know anything about the new one, if it's going to be the same as the old one, if it's just the graphics that are better, or if there's a new storyline. I don't even know if there's going to be the same narrator. But I'm kind of excited to get into it, and I hope that you are too. So, why don't we just mosey on over, chat? Stanley Parable, what time is it? Please enter the current time. It is 10:54. What time is it? Oh, now it's 10:55. No, wait, what? Confirm. Hang on, what? Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up the game. Listen, I started it before to make sure that the resolution and stuff was set. What is this? Is this game telling on me? A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience or paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Okay. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want. Even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. All right, I'll let you get back to the video game now. I'm so confused, man. What? This almost sounds like Jackbox Party Pack games before they start. All right, let's begin the game. Oh, it's the end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Oh my god, it's so loud.
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
It's so crispy.
Stanley was happy.
It's so crispy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh my god, it's so crispy. It's so freaking crispy. Look at this. I don't remember it being this, like, just... Can I pick stuff up? I don't have any feet still. Okay, that's a thing. Still no reflection. Oh, wait, I'm sliding. Oh. I don't remember what I'm supposed to do. Oh my god. I don't remember, chat. I don't remember.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Whoa, hey.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Can I get up here? I could get up on the desk before, right? Ah, come on, we can get out the window. That's a thing that we can do.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
All right.
Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
No.
Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer?
I don't know.
Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones.
Oh,
Though
yes.
if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky.
Does he ever show?
Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
I'm so confused. Am I sick of this gag? Yes. 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 Just gonna crouch walk everywhere. Oh my god, what is this? How do we get out of here again? Achievement unlocked. You can't jump. Another achievement unlocked. I like that. Oh my god, this is going to be great. Can I just get out of here, please? Just let me out of here. Narrator, hello? 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 I don't remember how to get out of here. Let's not do that again, chat.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I'm not going out the window
Stanley
again.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I like work. I just hate my boss. That's what that coffee mug said. Just gonna touch this door. Ooh, close that door. Open that door. Can I touch the filing cabinet? It's so crispy. It's like so clear. Why is that so nice? Why is that
Stanley
so
went
nice?
around touching every little thing in the office.
Yes.
But it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Okay, I'm not gonna waste my time. Ooh, can I close that? Nope. I hate Mondays. Wow, that's a pretty... Ooh, hey, can I go in here? One of these doors open, right?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Did I? Oh, I'm not doing it.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Maybe. Maybe I'm just causing trouble, narrator guy. Is this the employee lounge?
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Yep.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Yep.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope. No. No, Stanley didn't. Let's not take the door on the left, chat. Let's not. Architectural stuff. Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Uh-huh. It's fine. I can do things. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. It will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
Yes.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I am powerful. I'm taking the cargo lift.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story.
Well, we're just gonna go over here, aren't we?
Stanley
and maybe
was so
not jump
bad
so
at
early
following
this
directions,
time.
It's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yes, well.
Look,
I am
Stanley,
a work of
I
art.
think perhaps
What
we've
can
gotten
I
off
say?
on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
I did it again!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
Okay, this is the last time, chat. I won't do it again after this if I fail.
Stanley was so bad at following directions,
Maybe I
it's
will.
incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Well. We can't
Look,
all
Stanley,
be
I think perhaps
narrators,
we've gotten
can
off on
we?
the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
You know
Are you
it.
that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yeah.
Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it.
No.
Let me prove that I'm on your side.
No,
Give
thanks.
me a chance.
Ooh.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Okay.
Stanley walked through the red door.
So, naturally, we're going to go through the blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
No.
Stanley walked through the red door. I still
Nope.
don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time?
No.
The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley?
No.
I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped.
I'd be happy if I'd
And
stop
I
going in
think-
circles.
Well, I think I have a solution.
Okay.
Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for?
This looks different. What is this?
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, I can't
If
stay
we
in this room
just
for
stay
too long.
right
This is
here,
my favorite
right
one.
in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. No, Wait, where are you going?
I can't stay long, because if I do, books are going to copyright me, guy. Just give me some space, narrator. I can't stay up there long, even though it's my favorite room too, chat. It's my favorite room too.
Oh no, stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Good.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, no! Oh.
Oh,
Thank
what?
God, you lived. You have me worried. No. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before.
Let me do this,
we'll
narrator.
both go back. Why are you doing this?
Let me do this, narrator. Now you get to see crazy gal come to life.
Stanley?
What the heck?
Let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
No.
My God. Is this really how much you dislike my game?
Nah, I'm
That
just
you'll
having
throw
fun.
yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
Maybe.
You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Perhaps. Last time. Whee!
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask.
Well, when you never shut up.
Looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one
Kidding,
is
chat.
yours.
I'm being such a brat right now. Why am I not walking so fast anymore? Last time.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it?
What chaos could we possibly get into now, chat? I think when I played this before,
When Stanley came to a set
I
of
never
two open,
got
but this was
all
not
of
the
the
correct way
endings.
to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Oh, I did.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Mm-hmm. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection, but eager to get back to business,
Okay.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nah, I'm gonna take the cargo lift all the way over to where I was supposed to take it before, narrator.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yeah, well. We can't
Look,
all
Stanley,
be
I
so
think perhaps
unfortunate.
we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Really?
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Who?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Or her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Whoa.
That's her, Stanley.
Why is the
You
light
need to
swinging?
be the one to do.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, Stanley, is that you?
I can't go in.
Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife? Who want to
no.
commit their life to you?
Ooh.
I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley.
Rude.
I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Okay.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Good morning, employee 427. Press Z on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Why is there a chair in the doorway?
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
No. Press P.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown.
Did I really?
Fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
This guy's a jerk. Press Z to watch TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
The TV
First,
went
he
away.
imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
Hello, lady.
The thought excited him terribly.
Press I to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Okay. I'm preparing dinner, chat.
As he wandered through this fantasy world,
This
he
is just
began to fill it
evolving.
with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Interesting.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again,
I don't remember
and
this
over,
part.
wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel
When can
this
I leave?
free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Press I to tell your wife you love her.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Press L to go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop.
Interesting.
Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself?
What?
How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Press Z to question nothing.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must.
All right, chat.
Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
Please
And I
die.
tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
What is that? I don't remember that. Chat, I don't remember that at all. This time I think we're going to do whatever narrator wants us to do. I don't know if I've ever done that in this game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. New content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
New content, chat. This is what I'm looking for. What? Why am I getting Portal vibes? Oh, I'm getting Portal
Hello,
vibes.
and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Yay! This
well,
is
this
exciting.
sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
I am too.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Maybe.
Is it broken? What's going on here?
I don't know.
Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right,
okay.
finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Let's go. I'm with you, narrator. Let's go.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
What? "34 jumps remaining." Do I have to jump 36 times, chat? "16 more times." Okay, this is jump and jump and jump and jump and jump. Oh. I can't jump anymore. Okay, so then what's over here? Nothing I can do. Alrighty then, chat. That was different.
Is that it?
I hope not.
Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Maybe.
Goodness. Another elevator.
Yeah,
Stanley,
that's
I have
weird.
to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
Agreed.
It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what
Agreed.
passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30
Sit
trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait.
No
There's
thanks.
more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
This is interesting.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. They could never have lived up to such expectations.
I love this.
If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Thank you for enjoying the new content. Oh no, I didn't do anything. That was the game that did that. I did not do that. Wait a minute.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want
What
to
is
show
this?
you something!
What is this? Coffee nut? Okay. Oh, geez. What is happening, chat? What is happening?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how
Okay.
much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
What is this? What is this? An old copy machine amidst a castle room?
I call it the Memory Zone.
Zone.
It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
What? Still can't jump. What? I don't understand what this is. I mean, obviously this is all new content, but this, what is this? Well, let's go.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched?
No.
Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Is that a Steam screenshot? Yeah, it is. That's really funny. Don't forget the Stanley Parable. The greatest wealth is memory. What are all these? Indie Box Collector's Edition. Today's best ideas today. The Stanley Parable. What is that? Audience Award 2014 Independent Games Festival. Whoa. Hello. The British Academy of Film and Television awarded to Stanley Parable. What are all these good times? Let's begin again. Oh, these are all... Okay, yeah, the mind control room. Stanley, the mind control room again. Where's the broom closet? That was probably my favorite. I don't see the broom closet anywhere. What's over here? The original remake. Buy on Steam or download the demo for free. Mozilla Firefox start page. Do people still use Mozilla Firefox, chat? I don't know. Linguists identify 15,000-year-old ultra-conserved words. 6 components of a great corporate culture. John Coleman, Harvard Business Review. I don't know what that... There's probably some relevance there. What is this? 2013. The Stanley Parable Mind Control Facility. I remember. What does this one say? The Memory Zone Temp? The Memory Zone Temp? The Stanley Parable. Our First Kiss, My First Car, the release of Stanley Parable in 2013. What is that? What is that? Okay, anyway, moving on. Let's go. It's the demonstration, the demo. Smile because it happened. A trip down memory lane. A CD. The first dollar earned from the game, probably. Go outside, don't play for 5 years. It is impossible to get this achievement, the unachievable achievement. I don't even know what that is. Game innovation. Debut game. Story. Los Angeles Times. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. June 7, 2013. Interesting. Now what is this? Can I go over this way? Oh, I can't go exploring. Well, that's a bummer.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable.
Okay.
Like the stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote,
Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created. Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was.
Are we walking in water?
It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now.
What is happening?
A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Elevator content. Oh, hello. Can I come down here and do anything? Memory zone maintenance. I should like to open the door, but I can't. Person of the year. Is that supposed to be Stanley? Oh, crap.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever...
What is happening?
Get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content.
Can I move these
It
boxes?
just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
I guess. Oh, so now we're going over here.
These were simpler times, Stanley.
Oh, now the door's open.
What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
I don't know, but we're going.
No. Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I
What?
haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
I don't know.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Oh my god, it's raining. It's raining in the Stanley Parable, chat. What is this? Can't even read that one. Can't read that one either.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can.
Oh my god.
Goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with.
What?
You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't.
I don't know, but let's go.
What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
Where are we going?
Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling. What's this one got to say?
What? I don't even know,
have to stop
chat.
doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
I don't know.
Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
What is happening?
And here it is. Go ahead and...
I did it.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games.
Okay.
Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto.
Manifesto.
Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you
Can I
can
skip
tell me
again?
what you think. Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you?
Yep.
But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the...
We're just
Okay,
gonna
welcome
skip.
back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Can we just keep using this?
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my
I have
God.
someone to talk to again.
Look at the
Stanley,
tree in the corner.
I think
It's
been
dead.
a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here.
We're just gonna keep on skipping chat.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year?
Nope.
Let me just...
Oh no, is the building falling apart? Hello?
Narrator, are you here?
The heck? The clock fell off the wall! Oh my god. I don't know what to do, chat. Just keep pressing the skip button, I
But
guess.
they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain.
Oh my god, what are we stuck in? Hello?
The end is never the end, 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 is never the...
I hear water dripping. I am so confused, chat. Oh my heck. Well, let's skip right through this then. Broken glass, broken wires, ceiling. What is this? We go over here? Interesting. I heard a fly. The poor tree got crushed. Well, that reminds me of Portal quite a bit. Now we're just here. stuck here now, chat? Skip button! Come back! Come back! Skip button! Well? This sucks. We're in the middle of a desert? I guess we'll just go this way? I don't know what's happening, but, we'll move along. Please don't copyright strike me. I don't know where we're going, chat. We're going somewhere. We're moving. I don't know where we're moving to. Oh, nope, we're not. We're dead. Are we done? Are we gone? I'm so confused right now.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something?
I don't know.
He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
New content. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
Give me
good.
that new
You
content.
noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Awesome. Better not be another skip button, chat.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
Well, where is that
going
gonna
to
go?
I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
The end is never the end again.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An
Time to
entirely
wake up.
new experience, built from the ground up.
Investor
Why,
showcase.
there's so many possibilities. It could go in
Taste
so many
the sequel.
different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Are you sure? I still cannot open the doors.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean?
Photos.
But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Old and busted, new hotness. Cool red section of the chart, boring sections of the chart. More TSP, better TSP, win-win. Sequential mind share, the color red, leverage holistic value, paradigm shift synergy, brick and mortar approach, envelope client-centric marketing. What? The Stanley Parable 2, I actually kind of like this poster. That's really cool. But this does not do anything for me. Click to add speaker notes. Oh, it's a slideshow. Nice, nice. Oh, hey, more glass
now, to be
doors.
clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can
Eyes,
loosely
ears,
organize
nostrils,
a handful
arms,
of
legs.
interesting concepts,
Who took
that
the
surely the
reflector?
game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
The Stanley Parable 2. What is this? The prequel to the Stanley Parable 2 is the sequel. Oh my god. This way to the show floor, chat. New features. Okay, we can't go through here, but we can go up these stairs. Oh my god.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
What? What new features? I'm sorry, what is this? The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Where is that? Hear your name in the game. Okay. I'm gonna do that right now.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the... Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here,
well, that's not very
let's
nice.
have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
I am Jim.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim. Sleeping... Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button
Where's the
that
skip
says somebody
button?
else's name.
I need a skip button.
Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim.
Nah, I'm good.
Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing
leave.
Frisbee on the weekends as Jim, staying up all night for a popcorn and horror movie sleepover as Jim, developing a crippling substance addiction as Jim, rediscovering yourself through
Hi, Jim.
fringe religious
Yes,
groups
I
as
is Jim.
Jim.
We are
And
all
finally,
Jim.
all right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on?
Okay, I could do that. I feel like being mean today.
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable 2. They would appreciate what I've created here.
The heck? Red is the new orange. I'm sorry, what was that noise? The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game, jump, circle, infinite hole? Where's the big, tall Stanley at? There we go. The new easy achievement? Who is that? The Stanley Parable 2. Get it here. Free achievement. It just works. Get yours right now.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers,
Rude.
we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Very rude. See, the truck is still backed up there.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
You can find them? Oh, can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find them? Collect them all. What the heck are we collecting?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game.
Woo.
In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them.
I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number
One
go up.
achievement is not
You
playing the game for
simply
10
collect all
years.
of them,
Is
and
it?
then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
You move the hell on. Got one. Cool.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
What? Infinite hole? I guess we're gonna go in the infinite hole, chat. Please, no screenshots. Just taking screenshots, chat.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Get well someday?
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew
does
which
sound
one you
bad.
actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
That sounds so bad. That sounds so terrible. Oh my god. What? What a very oddly specific balloon.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
What is this? Wait, I wanted the infinite hole. Where was it? It was over here. I saw it. It was there. Infinite hole. Let's go to the infinite hole. That sounds terrible, but I love it. I love it. What is this? Time, depth. Opening, rim, depth, surround. What is this? Infinity hole entrance.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right.
Okay.
Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time,
Whee!
if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of
yeah.
my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so.
I feel like
Now then,
we're going
since
slow.
you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Cool. Let's get out of here. I don't know why we can go up the stairs really fast, but we can't walk anywhere else really fast. That kind of bothers me. Where else can we go? Oh, hey, look, it's a jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
Well, that's not cool. I should like to jump. I want to jump. Settings World Champion. Where? I don't know how to read maps. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to read maps today because I don't know how to read maps. The Stanley Parable what? Reassurance bucket? All right, let's go see what the reassurance bucket is.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting.
Let me pick
You
it up.
may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes.
Yeah.
The bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Why, thank you.
All this and more awaits you in the Stanley Parable 2.
I have a bucket now. Alright, so I have a bucket now, chat.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
I don't know. Can I use the elevator? Nope. There's the button that we already saw. Let's go up this way, I guess. See, look at how fast we can go up the stairs.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
Yep.
Ready to move on now?
Yep. What the hell?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but
I don't know.
I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
Epilogue.
Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley?
What?
This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
Okay.
I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work?
I don't know.
I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go
Whip it up.
ahead. Take a look.
Oh, no. Oh, here we go, chat. Clicking to skip. He put the balloons. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps Stanley picked up the bucket.
I'm picking up the bucket, chat. I'm picking up the bucket. I'm picking up the bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Tips for not getting fired: how to solve a dispute with a coworker, let it ball up inside you, take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers, and resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets on the topic of, and everything's crossed out. Meeting room, floor 4XX. Marketing Mondays, termination Tuesdays, we're broke Wednesdays, mergers. Pranking floor 5 meeting. What? What do people want? The stock market is somewhere here. What is hot? Profits, profits, profits. I love it. All right, we're going this way. Oh, hey, it's my favorite thing.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it?
No.
The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
It does?
You can feel that, can't you? The
No.
aura of jealousy. It's as
no.
clear as day. This
No.
broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
Nope. What?
I know how hard it must be. Given
Naturally.
the pressure
I
that
have
the
to give
broom
over the
closet
bucket.
is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point.
Can I just play?
Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Profits! Executive bathroom. Yes, please.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember,
found a figurine,
no
chat.
reward for collecting all of these. Only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
Nice.
You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Okay. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. What? Extreme bathrooms? Oh, I'm so confused, chat. What are you? What are you?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of
this?
the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley
Interesting.
guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Okay. Hey, it's another doll.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands?
Mini
Stanley
stands?
figs. What about Stanlerines? Yes,
I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Stanlerine. Where do I go? Here? No, I was just over here. Do I go here? Down. Up. I don't remember this part, chat, but I'm sure that I've played this in the original game before. Loading.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him,
Why am I comforted by a
reassuring that
bucket?
in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right.
Are we
The bucket
sure?
is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
I don't believe this at all. The hell?
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Nope. We're going to escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
I'm good with it.
Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
I like the bucket movement animation. Here we go, I think. Oof. Are we gonna get smushed?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Okay.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death. It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
What? The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? No! Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness? Probably. I prefer ignorance and darkness. It's where I'm most comfortable. Thank you. What is this?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
What? A bucket with two handles? What? Inferno bucket? A cave drawing? While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know for how long.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Oh, we're going into the infinity hole. I think. Maybe not.
But there is something we can do.
Okay.
Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
So confused, chat.
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Ouch. Okay.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Let's move, chat. Let's move.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
There will be a reward for finding them all.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh no, we didn't.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies.
Oh,
What do you
please
think,
do.
Stanley?
Figlies.
What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you
Figlies.
get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Alright, here we go, chat. Figlies. I like the name Figlies. I think
But
I
Stanley
remember
just
this.
couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
I think I remember
All because
this
he
part.
believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort.
Odd.
And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this.
Where did
Who
it
knows
go?
what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding
We're just going in
presence
circles,
of his
chat.
bucket.
Where did it go?
Indeed. Now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his.
Oh my
None of them
God.
were his special bucket.
Where are all these
Find
buckets
me,
coming from?
Stanley. Find me!
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And
What is
then
happening?
suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful.
Oh my.
Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Marietta thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter.
Oh my
But
god.
of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself.
yes.
My life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Wow, my life kicks ass. All right, the end is never the end. Here we are, back again. I'm not taking the bucket this
Stanley
time.
decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Mm-hmm.
The lounge was grand, majestic. Perhaps but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Taking it.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
And went down the elevator, because that's what I'm doing, chat.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Seriously?
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Sure.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
All right. Okay. Oh, hey, we're in the mind control facility.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now.
Employee
The whole
fired.
Story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Okay.
And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track,
No.
Okay, from the top. All of his co-workers were gone.
Let's take the
What
bucket
could it
this
mean?
time.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
No, there is no
Perhaps
bucket.
He had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
Nope.
Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then.
It's an adventure.
Come,
Oh, geez.
Stanley. Let's find the story.
Okay, here we go. That was not the way. Was this the way? Just lost now, chat.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before.
Okay.
Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this.
Let's go
Okay, let's give it a
this
shot. Why
way.
not?
Oh no. What is going on?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to
Bucket?
go to the meeting room. Perhaps
No
he had
bucket.
simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Well, we can't. There we go.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Going? Oh, cool. It's just devolving. That's what you like to see.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
Thank you.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Well then, chat. Oh, it's
All right,
the line.
I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line.
Let's
How
follow the
simple
line.
is that?
There we go.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there?
Oh no, the line is going
Or to put it
crazy.
another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being
The
via the
line
very
is going
manifestation of the nature of life
crazy.
itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Enjoy it, chat.
Wait, cut the music.
Thank you.
Go back and look at that fern.
No.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart. You know what, Stanley?
What?
I say forget the adventure line. What's
Why?
it ever done for us?
What?
We're intelligent people,
What?
right?
No.
Why can't we make up our own story?
'Cause I'm
Something
not
exciting,
intelligent.
daring, mysterious. Oh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
I don't know.
Go wild.
We're going in
Use your imagination.
circles.
Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Are you really?
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Okay. I like how the line broke through the ceiling, chat. That was funny.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
Okay.
How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Oh, cool.
Okay,
All right.
so I know that each door has to lead
Walking in
somewhere,
circles,
which means
walking
that
in
somewhere,
circles.
the
This is me
place where
walking in
we're trying to go,
circles,
there must be a
circles.
reverse door that leads here.
Walking
And
in
that in turn means
circles.
that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one.
Okay.
Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley. Our destiny awaits.
Whoops. Oh, it's the confusion
Hold up, what's
ending!
this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes?
The narrator is gone after
It's
a long
all
time. Stanley dies.
Determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget?
Find a bookstore, get
Well,
bored
what if
and
I don't
leave.
want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
I don't know.
The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now.
I hope so,
we'll
too.
find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
That was loud. It was very loud. Why is the phone ringing?
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
You're welcome.
What is happening?
Figurine Finders Committee meeting today in the meeting room. I
The
guess
confusion and the chaos
take the bucket.
all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
It's the narrator. Odd.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
I can't go through here? Dang it. How can we find them? Bottom text. Maybe we are the collectibles? Chat, look what that says. Shut the frick up. To whom it may concern, I managed to pick up sounds unusual to our regular office ambience or local audio sources using an array of cardioid microphones. Analysis of the recordings allowed me to triangulate the source of the strange noise. Data shows that in all likelihood it's coming from a dark area behind a very warm place. I also picked up what looks to be reverbance off a porcelain surface. Anyone have any leads on this? Wouldn't you like to know? This, look at the drawing they did. Source of levitation. What's up, broom
Oh,
closet?
Stanley, can you feel it?
Oh.
The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you?
We are
the
not
aura
doing that
of
again.
jealousy.
We
It's
are
as
not-
clear as
we
day.
are
This
not
broom closet.
doing that
Coming
again.
to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay. It's a cool room. Nice. Why is that paper glowing? That's weird. Is the narrator singing? Chat, the narrator is singing. Where are we going, by the way? Just leave? Am I somewhere else? Did I stay in the same spot? This game is funny as hell. I mean, it really is. I don't know if I had done that before. Why? What is that? I am the most expensive boss. I am the most expensive boss. Can I go into the bathroom again? To be rich, is it a crime to commit crimes? Isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
Why is there a circle here and I
At
can't do
this
anything?
point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
2845.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
I don't know.
Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most
Am I gonna
logical
die again?
explanation.
I think I'm gonna die again, chat. I don't want to die again. That's how you do
Stanley
it.
and the bucket walked straight ahead through
No.
the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although
Nope.
this passageway
Nope.
had the word escape
We're
written
escaping
on it,
again.
the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet
Oh
a
wait,
violent
I gotta go to the
death.
mind control facility, I think. Because I escaped before.
But of course, Stanley and the bucket thought better of it and realized they simply had too much to live for.
Of course.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
I don't know. What is this?
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
But there's nobody here.
Bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears.
Guess I'm going this way, chat.
Was the Bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the Bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a Bucket want to do or not want to do in
Employee
the first place?
427.
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the Bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control.
What?
Never! He squeezed the Bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the Bucket. But here was the proof.
Whoa.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the Bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
Okay.
Two best friends, Stanley and the Bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the Bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
How did I high-five the Bucket? Mind controls idle, awaiting input.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the Bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Stanley and the Bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
I don't know.
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the Bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The Bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth.
What?
Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait. What was happening?
Oh, great.
Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the Bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the Bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the Bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the Bucket, will go to any lengths not to part with the Bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious Bucket in his arms.
Oh,
Not
my
while
goodness.
this building has anything to say about it. But at least he has the Bucket.
At least.
To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my Bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Oh my. What is this? Why is this Bucket so important?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait a minute. Why are there so many boxes? Let's try that without the Bucket this time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Skipping the broom closet, chat.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What was the code? 2845?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy.
Oh,
so
well.
he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Can you just open the fireplace?
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Nothing, nothing. Nothing. Alright. Let us go quickly.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yes, yes, we are.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secrets did this
cigarette
place
butts?
hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Somebody
Did he
was
have the
smoking in
strength
here?
to find out.
That is unhealthy. Unhealthy. Alright, moving along. Pressing buttons.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Interesting. Sounds an awful lot like a place I know.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
Who
Was
is
this the only
fired?
reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
Never.
It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he
Maybe.
truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Probably.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Alright, let's go.
For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Turning it off, chat. We're turning it off.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won.
That damn door better open all the way now.
He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed
Is
from
the
the
narrator
machine's
the mind
grasp?
control system? I
What
don't know.
other
That's a good
mysteries did
question.
this strange
Oh, this door
building
better
hold?
not stop. I'm
But as
mad.
sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
Good.
For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness.
Nice. Now
Perhaps
let me out.
his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
Let me
No
out.
longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
Yes.
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Let me out! Let me out!
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation.
Okay, I'm not
The
moving.
immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Is this a happy ending? Beat the game! Achievement unlocked. Aw, yeah, chat! Aw, heck yeah.